Okay, so we're asked to solve a quadratic by probably using factorising. This is probably on the non-calculator, so we can't use the quadratic formula. Okay, so looking at this one here, first thing we're going to do is we're going to times together the 6 and the 1. Well, that's quite easy because 6 times 1 equals 6. And find a factor pair of 6 that adds together to make the 5. So 1 and 6 would add together to make 7, 2 and 3 would add together to make 5. And I'm just going to write out the question again, but instead of plus 5x, I'm going to write plus 2x plus 3x, which means the same thing. Plus 1 equals 0. Now, I'm going to just focus on these two here, and I'm going to factorise them. Then I'm just going to factorise these two here. So looking at the first two brackets, we can divide out a 2x, and that will leave 3x plus 1. And looking at the second brackets, well, there's not really anything we can factorise out. So we're going to factorise out 1, essentially, which leaves 3x plus 1. And that's absolutely fine. If there's nothing you can factorise, which, with 1 there's nothing you can factorise apart from 1, just use 1. That's not a problem. So next step, we're going to look at these two here. We're going to make a bracket out of them, and I'm just going to remember to put equals 0. So 2x plus 1 is our first bracket, and then we're just going to keep the second bracket the same as the repeating one, equals 0. Now, for us to have two brackets multiplied together to equal 0, one of them's got to be 0. So I'm going to do the left-hand one first. I'm going to say, right, that equals 0. I'm going to take away 1 both sides, so that's minus 1, and then I'm going to divide by 2, so it's minus 1 over 2. Doing the same to the right hand side, 3x plus 1 equals 0, take away 1 both sides, and then divide the 3, so minus 1 over 3. So our two answers are minus a half and minus a third. And you could check that by putting it into the equation here and seeing if it equals 0, which they will do. But I mean, it's pretty complicated to do that, although maybe you can do it with a half or minus a half.